It's a brand new year, and you're saying to yourself, this the year I'm gonna make an academic comeback. This the year I'm gonna be an academic weapon. This the year I'm gonna get straight A's. This the year, this and that, yada, yada, yada. You're just yapping. At the end of the year, you ain't fixed nothing. Pass your classes, B's, C's, but nothing crazy, no A's. Lucky for you, I'm gonna give you 5 rules to make yourself an academic weapon this year. Before we start, if you're already a 4.0 student, if you're already getting A's in your classes, this video is not meant for you. This video is made for students who are struggling to get that A or B that they want for the average Joe, for the average student. Now, if you're still here, I myself am not a 4.0 GPA student. I'm more a 3.0, 3.2, 3.3, 3.5 type student. High school I finished with 3.5. Right now I'm at a 3.5 and I'm trying to bump that up to a little higher, 3.8, 3.9, I started off the year really bad, and now I'm trying to boost that before I finish my undergrad. Yes, I do want to clarify that I'm not Jimmy sitting in front of class that retains every piece of information, can solve problems like this, that can read a page and retain all of it in one session. I'm that guy who has to read the page multiple times over and over again to understand that one concept. So if you relate, this video is definitely for you. Rule number 1 is to start strong. If you can create early momentum, you build good habits that last over the entire term. Midterms and exams will be way easier for you since you aren't cramming everything the day before. Instead, you've had the time to learn that content, to refine that content, and use that content. And now it's easier to recall. Then once final season comes around, all you have to do is maintain your grade. You don't have to chase your grade. That's a huge part of it. That way, at the end of the term, you'll also be less stressed and it'll be smooth sailing. Rule number 2 is to build a schedule to be timely and organized. Dedicate the perfect balance of studying, having fun, and other obligations. Building a schedule, you can tackle more objectives and more assignments rather than doing things spontaneously. This way, you can hit deadlines early and on time. I can tell you right now, if you don't have a schedule built and you're a college student, man, I don't know. This is definitely a key. I know when to do things. Everything's organized. I can guarantee you all the 4.0s, all those kids, they have a schedule made for themselves. Big reason for their success. Rule number 3 is to create your own environment. Me personally, I like to put myself in a quiet library. No one's talking. I can zone into my work, tackle the problems left and right. But then John, on the other hand, he likes to go to a busy cafe, put some noise canceling headphones on, and just bust out some work. Me personally, I can't focus in such an environment. If you can find that environment for yourself, you can find that zone where you just lock in, studying will be way easier. You'll have a good time doing it too. On top of the location, if you can find yourself like-minded people / study buddies or make a friend group, you'll also be way more likely to succeed in that class. Since you're bouncing back ideas off each other, Luis has an idea or knows something that you don't, and you guys just share gaps of knowledge and whatnot. And overall, it creates a healthy learning environment. I would say avoid studying in your bedroom, studying with your phone on the table. When you're studying, put your phone on silence, put it away. One big thing for me is I cannot study in my bedroom. I know a lot of people can lock in their bedroom, it's their zone. But me personally, when I'm in my bedroom, the first moment or instance that I get stuck on a problem, all I do is go back to that bed, lay down, go to sleep. Rule number 4 is to be present and stay focused. After you made your schedule, after you made your environment, after you planned all things out, all you gotta do is execute. Now, this is the hard part. This is the part where you actually have to do the learning. Some tips I have, or I like to use, when in lecture, don't think around, don't daydream, about what I'm gonna eat for lunch, Be focused in class. And if you misunderstand a concept, if you don't know a concept, make sure you raise your hand, ask a question, or ask your professor after class. If you let that one thing slip, that could jeopardize everything forward to it. Now, when you're studying, I would do a long period of studying and then a short break. This is called the Pomodoro technique. Some people like to do 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 45 minutes, 10 minutes. Me personally, I like to do an hour of studying and 15 minutes of break. That's a good ratio for me. That's a good zone for me, because personally, I think you need a lot more than 30 minutes to lock in and kind of zone in on a subject. Now, this also applies to the real world. If you're not studying, if you're out of the party, you're spending time with your friends, don't think about class, bro. Just have a good time. You made your schedule and all that. You don't have to worry about class. You just worry about talking to Sophia across the room, But yeah, rule number 5 might be the most important one. Rule number 5 is to know that it won't be easy. Getting straight A's is a reflection of dedication, hard work, time commitment, you know, all these things. And getting straight A's is hard. Let's get straight to it. At the start of the video, I mentioned Jimmy. For Jimmy, everything's easy, everything's posh, everything, you know, is clear cut. He can understand the concepts like that. But I guarantee you, more students than you think don't have it like Jimmy. More students put in the work, put in the dedication, put in the hours of studying, and they have a 4.0 or straight A's or whatever for that particular reason. And it's not because they're geniuses, it's because they put in the work and they put in the hours. If you think you're gonna do an assignment and be stressed and quit over one thing that you can't figure out, you are probably most likely not gonna grab that A in that class, unfortunately. But if you manage to persist, if you manage to keep on going, that A is probably way more likely to be in your hands. To wrap up, I want to quote 9-time major tournament winner, professional golfer, Gary Player. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's a ball. That's a ball.